Hi, Eagle Spitz here from Punk for the Homeless. Doing it for the kids? No, I'm not actually. But the girls are loud today. We've got an all-dayer, and we are guests today on Desert Island Vids. Are a couple of members of the Cars at 8 Paris. Would you like to introduce yourself, guys?
Hello. Hello, I'm Lauren. I play the drum kit and I sing, and occasionally I might get a guitar out or even a keyboard or bits and bobs.
I'm Rob, I'm the guitarist, and there are another two members of the band, but we're actually not allowed to be anywhere near them at the moment.
No, this is Buster. Buster provides a bit of howling.
Yeah.
If you see posing.
Yeah, I noticed the star in your last video.
Yeah.
They do turn up like wandering around, like when we're broadcasting all our gigs from home.
Yeah.
You get quite a few glimpses of these two, yeah.
Yeah. When we could rehearse last year, when we could actually get that, we had to stop taking them because they just wouldn't shut up. They wouldn't stop taking over, would they? So
no.
They want to be the stars, definitely.
That'd be great in an activistic gig when we do a cover of Knuckles the Dog. Like a bit of barking in that song.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the history of the Cars at 8 Paris and that amazingly strange name.
Well, the name comes from a film, a 1974 Australian B movie, and we used it because a lot of our songs are sort of B-movie themed type. We sing about zombies and UFOs, abductions and stuff, like mad scientists and things like. So it seemed like an appropriate thing to have a band name that was, suggestive of that genre. I was overruled. I actually wanted to call the band the Mentally Illbillies, but I wasn't allowed. So,
great name.
But yeah. We have used it. Well, me and Rosie, our most recently added keyboard player, were we used that name in a separate side project a few years ago before she was in this band, when I was a student, because I did a music course at college, a degree in music production, and basically the stuff that's on our album is the stuff that I recorded there. Really, I did this music course. I got an album's worth of material, and then I needed to put a band together to play it live because I couldn't play all the instruments myself live. So I recruited this lot, and three other people, and we've been doing it ever since. So.
Yep.
Oh, you're because when I listen to your stuff and watch your videos, they're all very different, and it was like quite an influence of old garage stuff, and then the next minute I'll see stuff like Grateful Dead in there, then obviously sort of punk stuff. So,
yep.
Where are your musical loves?
I was obsessed with the Damned when I was younger. I must have first heard them when they had a few hits, Eloise and stuff like that. But a bit later on, when I got into punk rock and I started buying albums, and I did become damned obsessed, I would bring them into every conversation at some point. And that's how me and Rob ended up being friends, because we're round at a friend's. Well, I went round to visit a mutual friend, and Rob was there, and he was wearing a Damned t-shirt, and he was like, "The Damned, yay, the Damned!"
Yeah, so we had a lot to talk about. It was basically the Damned, and obviously other punk rock bands that led from that conversation.
And of course the Damned. I mean, they did cover versions of Jefferson Airplane, didn't they? And the Electric Prunes, and then had the offshoot Nas Nomad and the Phantom Chords, and so they really just sort of fitted in with. I was a sort of punk goth Billy, I suppose.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a I love all kinds of stuff. So I'm particularly drawn to you guys because you're very eclectic.
Yeah, Yeah, same here. You know, both of us have ended up accumulating so much stuff. And I spent a lot of time with a friend that was really into late 60s, 70s psychedelia, you know, and I spent a hell of a lot of time round at his house listening to Caravan and, you know, stuff like that. So, and Hawkwind, of course. So, you know, a lot of that's come in too. And then also country stuff, Johnny Cash. You know, I was brought up on Johnny Cash.
I've got a picture of him behind me. I don't know if you can see him.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, yeah. My mum was obsessed with Johnny Cash. She had dozens of albums. So, you know, actually, I was thinking the other day that the first album I bought for myself was an Elvis tape from Asda.
Okay, cool.
That was my first purchase. So.
But yeah, I buy a lot of records from charity shops and stuff that I like the look of, and we don't know what they are. So we hear a lot of different stuff all the time, you know. And obviously, we wouldn't want to tie. We're old enough now that we wouldn't tie ourselves down to just like one genre, you know, because we listen to a lot of different stuff. You know, there's no reason why we shouldn't play lots of different stuff. And the rest of the band are also, you know, I mean, Steve's got an even bigger record collection than I have, the bass player, like, you know, and he's into the same sort of stuff as well. We all like the same things, so and that's why we sound like we do, I think.
Well, Rosie's a youngster, so
yeah, Rosie's
she
a lot
hasn't
younger.
heard of a lot of this stuff, but she will.
Because I also see stuff like the Sonics and the Seeds and
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got, you know, we've got the Nuggets collections and the, you know, what's the psychedelic monster psychedelic bubble and stuff like that. So, you know,
I brought a copy of the Rockabilly Psychosis and the Garage Disease. You know that compilation? Yeah. When I was 16, 17, from a little record shop in Sheffield, up West Street way. And I loved it. I thought it was just brilliant. And the Sonics Psycho on it.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, because I was really into psychobilly for a while, and I used to go to a lot of psychobilly gigs. I stopped going because you know, some of the politics can be a bit dodgy on that scene, but it was a shame, I thought, really.
Yeah, I don't know much about the politics of psychobilly, to be honest, but that's some of the old stuff I really love.
Yeah.
What's your first tune for us today? Would you like to introduce that?
Well, Lauren mentioned The Damned. We both love The Damned. We found this particular video. We decided we were going to choose a song each and then argue about the third one. And I said, well, I'd like a Damned song. And Lauren went, well, I was going to have The Damned. And I go, okay, well, that's cool. And we sort of flipped through a few YouTube videos, and we found this old video of an episode of the Old Grey Whistle Test. And it's the when they first reformed after Brian James had left, doing Smash It Up on the Old Grey Whistle Test, and doing what it says in the song, basically, destroying the studio. It's hilarious, it's great, and it's, you know, it's just chaos. It's absolutely brilliant watch, and it's, you know, it's most fun you can watch for 5 minutes, isn't it, really? Like, you know, sort of The Damned destroying the BBC studio. With
brilliant. Good on them.
Yep.
And, you know, sort of like Rat Scabies' drum kit ends up on like somewhere behind the cameras and stuff, like, you know. It's
yeah, they always were a lot of fun, The Damned. But you can be watching that in the links, folks, because Facebook won't let us put it in with the interview, and YouTube have stopped us doing that now as well. So you can find that in the links. So
yeah.
where are you guys based then?
Well, Leicestershire, but at the moment, Laura and I are locked down in Somerset. Because
worst places to be locked down.
There is indeed, yeah. I mean, we can't visit anybody or go to the pub or anything, so there's no reason to rush back to somewhere 5 degrees colder. So yeah, so we were down here when the lockdown hit, so we're still down here because we're, you know, forbidden to travel, which is
Right. No, well, yeah, I'm missing the West Country at the moment. Usually go down to Cornwall once a year and stay in St Just.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not a million miles from you, I don't think.
Are you a surfer then, Gary?
No. I mean, I've just got a friend whose partner's got a cottage down there who inherited a cottage, so
That's lovely.
we go down there and stay once a year, which is nice.
I've not been to Cornwall since I was at school, actually. On a camping trip to the silly.
All right, yeah. I remember camping down there when I was about 18 and drinking lots of scrumpy. Being a menace.
But yeah, we're basically a Leicestershire-based band. Most of our gigs well, most of them have been in Leicester actually, but in the surrounding area. So that's where we're can be found most of the time.
Just blow me nose.
And of course, you played in Sheffield for us. Was it
We did, yes.
2019, was that?
Yeah, it was.
It was,
yeah.
yes, December, yeah, about just over a year ago.
Our first Sheffield gig ever in any form, even though I used to live there.
And yeah, that was great. That was our first Punk for the Homeless gig, actually. We were going to be doing the one in Boston as well.
Yeah, and I'd also got you booked in for the second Girls Aloud gig, which was in Nottingham, which is my home base now.
Yeah,
I was in Boston before I moved there, really 9 years ago. But I think the online stuff's been going well, and you guys have really supported us on that with some amazing videos each time. Who's the videoer?
Been enjoying doing it. It's kept us going. I mean, I was thinking last night, like I was remembering gigs, and it's like it seems like a different lifetime away actually being at a live gig.
Yeah.
We managed to get one in the autumn, didn't we?
November.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were sneak one in during that very brief period of time when they were gigs were allowed to happen for about a fortnight.
And it was quite surreal with everyone petitioned off.
Yeah, it was sort of like 30 people only allowed in, and they all had to sit at their own tables and couldn't go to the bar or dance or anything. And it was a bit bizarre, but it was great to actually do a gig in front of an audience.
Yeah. Does seem so long ago, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it does.
Right. So who does your videos? Because they're amazing.
Oh, well, what we've been doing is just setting up the camera pointing at us from one direction, phone camera, and laptop pointing at us from another direction, and then I've just been editing the footage together. Because I think it's, I don't look that interesting if you just look at me from the front for half an hour, So yeah, just like we try to make, because we've done quite a lot of them now. We try to make them all as different as we can, which is they're more interesting to watch for us as well. And obviously, like Natalie's house where we're staying in Somerset, she's got a disco light in her living room, which is great, so we can
fantastic.
Yeah, and tinsel in the doorway and stuff. So yeah,
like an 80s nightclub.
So yeah, it's a bit like playing in a working men's club, like when we're in her living room. Which is fun.
No, it definitely sort of creates that really interesting feel about what you're doing, and that I think it's great to be that creative during lockdown. Because we all have to try to find a way.
Well, I say we've got plenty of time on our hands, so.
Yeah.
So, it says on your Facebook page somewhere along the lines that you play noisy rock and roll with 60s style keyboards and with songs about zombies and stuff.
We do, yes.
So you're into sort of zombies and the old horror stuff then?
Well, yeah, sort of like the cheaper and worse effects, the better. I really love all those really naff Hammer horror films and stuff. Like we watched what was that film we watched the other day? The one with Ralph Bates in the start? No, with Dennis Waterman rather. Dennis Waterman.
No, I didn't watch
The
that
Scars
one.
of Dracula.
Yeah.
And the star of the film is the rubber bat, totally, like, you know what I mean? It's absolutely amazing.
That's what we're missing, actually. We need a rubber bat.
Yeah, if we had a rubber bat, like, our videos would be loads better. But
Yeah. Life goes smoother with a rubber bat, doesn't it? I used to manage a band in the early 90s, and the enemy referred to them as a dodgy bat on a string goth band.
Oh, all right, cool.
Who was that then?
A band called Tribe of Dan, who was sort of more sort of Grebo Rocky type stuff. Used to get a lot of goths and New Model Army fans followers around and stuff, which was great.
See, the name rings a bell.
Yeah. Well, we never thought of ourselves as a goth band, but actually quite a lot of our stuff is a bit goth, isn't it, really? Like, you know, just because of the lyrical content sort of makes it lean that way. And I love that sort of spooky organ music they have in the background in horror films and stuff. So
it's great.
That sound quite a bit, though.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it. You know, sort of there's some of those old horror music scores you've got those films are fucking amazing.
Yeah,
they are, aren't they? Yeah.
So what's your next song then? It's not this garage stuff, is it? We're just talking about, or horror stuff?
No, it's not. No, this is another band that me and Lauren both share a love of, and I say all the bands that we've chosen on here are bands that we've been to see together. Also, bands that I've seen several times.
They are, yeah.
And this is much more political and less silly, but equally outstanding. Stiff Little Fingers. We're a fantastic band. I think always thought they were a fantastic band. And what's the song did we choose? Tin Soldiers.
Yeah, Tin Soldiers. Yeah.
You can't go wrong with a Stiff Little Fingers song. I absolutely love the band. I used to see them a lot when I was a teenager, and then must be about 20 odd years since I've seen them. But it was when Bruce
Foxton.
Bruce Foxton, that's the chap, was still on bass, and
I didn't know what saw them.
I didn't know what to expect, but it fucking blew me away still. So
they're really nice.
Yeah, I saw them at Rock City, I think, when Foxton had joined them. That'd be the first time I saw them. Because I'm 10 years younger than Rob, you know, so I didn't see them like in the early 80s and that. It was later. But yeah, I would probably say they're my favourite band, actually, Stiff Little Fingers.
Me and Lauren have a big disagreement about Stiff Little Fingers, though, because Lauren's favourite Stiff Little Fingers album isn't Inflammable Material, it's Nobody's Hero.
It is.
Which, you know, I'm a big fan of Inflammable Material myself.
It is, but some of that is the memories around it as well, because I got a copy when I was dossing with my mate Jane. This is Jane of our song, Jane. That song's actually based on a few escapades of what she actually did, and you know. So she set.
Would you like to share some of those escapades with the watchers, Lauren?
Yes. Well, we have performed the song "Fucking Jane," which is called that. That's a nickname because every other word.
I'm going on diverging.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. But we do a song about her because she was going out with Vic from Concrete Socks and burnt his house down.
Okay.
So she's a bit accident prone, like, bless her. Yeah, she came to that gig we did at Sheffield because she lives in Sheffield. Well, actually, she lives in Doncaster.
Yeah.
But,
cool.
But that gig we did, the first Punks Alone gig that we did at the Bale, she came down to that one. And we got that song together especially for her because we knew she was coming.
Brilliant.
But yeah, this is why Stiff Little Fingers, that album means so much to me, because I went and bought it when I used to doss with Jane when I was homeless, and she let me just come and, you know, sleep on a mattress in the living room. And I got this album, and she liked Stiff Little Fingers, but she didn't have that album, and we just used to play it all the time, and just, you know, get a bottle of sherry from the local co-op, and you know, we played it on repeat just over and over.
No, it's definitely a great album. I mean, I come down on Rob's side on this discussion because I just don't think Inflammable Material can be beaten.
Well, I
It is a
agree.
good album. I do like
I think it's the way it comes. The Suspect Device at the beginning. I don't think there's a better beginning to a record ever. The way it just hits you as soon as you put the needle on. You know what I mean? That's just. There's no better introduction to a piece of vinyl than the start of inflammable material. I think. You know.
No, I mean, but yeah, I do love the other albums. It's funny because during lockdown, I've been going back and checking out bands who I didn't listen to much of the later stuff, and I was finding some real nuggets. I mean, there's some great stuff, Little Fingers stuff, and I mean, I'm a big New Model Army fan, and I hadn't listened to their later albums because I think I got to the stage with some bands, and it's just like my musical interest has gone a different way.
Yeah.
So checking out and yeah, Stiff Little Fingers, fucking awesome band.
Yeah. And I found this quote. I couldn't remember it. I had to look it up and write it down. I think, the Stiff Little Fingers have got so much energy and passion, and the singing and the meaning it. You know that I watched that film Good Vibrations probably last year sometime. You know about the record label.
No.
You see
Sorry,
that?
you have to tell us a bit more about that because it's something I don't know about.
Oh right. Oh, look it up if you can. If you can get to see it on anything. It's about Terry Hooley that had the Good Vibrations record label in Belfast. It's a really good film. It's funny as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a brilliant film. And I just saw it advertised on one night. Thought, oh, what's that then? And looked it up, and I was thinking, how come I've not heard of this? It's great, Good Vibrations. But Terry Hooley did this quote about the punk scene in Ireland, and New York had the bands, London had the fashion, Belfast had the reason, and I just thought, yeah, that's true, isn't it? It really did have the reason.
Yeah, I think it had a reason. I think that's what makes punk really good in the sense of people singing from their hearts about situations they're in.
Yeah.
It's like one of my loves is early East German punk, bands from East Berlin.
All right, I don't know.
Because they got so much shit for doing what they did and stuff. And it's the same with the guys in Indonesia and Aceh and places.
Yeah.
Fucking mean it. You get so much crap off the police and the state and stuff. But you have to be committed to what you do.
Yeah, punk's massive in Indonesia, isn't it? It's not like it was years ago.
Well, it's crazy because what happened in Indonesia in 1991, they started getting copies of Punk and Disorderly compilation in the country.
Oh yeah.
Which got loads of people into punk. So it's a little bit late hitting there. But there's loads of bands covering tracks off that album.
Oh yeah, really?
But then they obviously sort of developed their own sound, and it's a real good underground scene. And I had the privilege of going to spend some time with them in Jakarta, a load of punk dudes. So that was really cool.
That's fantastic. About Jerry, I do remember seeing a documentary years ago about punk in the Eastern Bloc. Thinking about it.
So what's the Leicester scene like then?
It's good actually. This year obviously there's been nothing happening, but there's a lot of good punk bands in Leicester. Have you heard Try Subversion? They're a great band from Leicester.
Yeah.
Echo Location. They're not a punk band, but they're sort of.
Well, I love The Fall.
They like The Fall, yeah. They're great. They're a really, really good band. It's plenty of venues as well. Plenty of venues. You can play a lot of. We've played all of them, obviously. Being a Leicester band, we played all the venues. Because for a while, we couldn't really We did play gigs out of Leicester, but it would just be me and Lauren. We had a problem with Dino, our keyboard player, had terrible anxiety about travelling anywhere.
Okay.
So when we got a gig that was out of town, it would just be me and Lauren doing it. So eventually we had a lot of gigs out of town lined up. So he left, and Rosie took over. And then, irony of irony, we did one gig with her, and then everything got locked down, and we've all done all our gigs from home since then.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, well, Activists, we'd just finished recording our album just before lockdown, so I brought it out last year, but obviously we haven't been able to gig it or anything.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
I've got that album.
Oh, good. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've not been to. I used to go to Princess Charlotte very occasionally many years
I
ago.
love the
Yeah,
Charlotte.
it's closed down. It's a shame.
Yeah.
We
And then
used to-
the Shed became punk rock central, didn't it? And then it went off
now it
and
isn't.
sort of to more metal and cover bands, and now Duffy's. Well, before lockdown, Duffy's were the place. Duffy's Irish bar.
Yeah, Duffy's put on some
So,
great gigs. Like,
yeah.
we've got some really, really
Rob-
great bands to turn
Rob,
up.
I'm just going to say, keep your bloody massive slippers away from this computer lead. It'll go off.
Oh, okay. I'll try.
I think the last band I went to see in Leicester was Jason and the Scorchers. I don't know if you remember them. Old country punk band.
Yeah, I know them, yeah. So where did you see them? Was that the Shed?
I can't remember where it was. It was quite a small place. No, it escapes me. But there used to be a label in Leicester I used to deal with as well. I used to put several of their bands on when I was living in Peterborough. Like Stay Free.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the studios, isn't it?
We've got the rehearsal studio down at where is it?
Frog Island.
Frog Island, yeah.
Yeah, we've got bands like Crazy Head and
Yeah.
and it was great because they used to call the recording studio Memphis. So they sent me a tape of all covers Crazy Head had recorded. I haven't got it anymore, sadly, even the album was ever released, but it was all covers, and it was Crazy Head live in Memphis.
Wow.
Meeting Memphis, Leicester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The musicians have started putting more punk bands on of late as well, haven't they? And alternative bands.
I think that could well have been where I see Jason the Scorchers. And I came over to see.
Donkey. That's a good venue.
I came over to see the Men That Will Not Be Blamed for Nothing as well.
All right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was that Dryden Social? Dryden Street Social?
Yeah, that's some on it. Dryden Social. Soundhouse as well.
Could well have been.
Yeah,
I'll have to get over. We're gonna have to get over the band and do some gigs ourselves. It'd be nice to come play with Leicester.
Yeah. We'd have got it together. We'd have organised it to do something by now.
Yeah.
But you can't plan anything at the minute, can you? You know.
Oh, well, I mean, when we went on lockdown, sort of last March, I expected to be locked down for about a month, and I just give up wondering when we're all going to be able to put live gigs on again, because it's just fucking madness.
It is, isn't it? I mean, everybody needs to be safe. I agree with that. I mean, I'm really asthmatic, right? I mean, I'm sniffing and that, so I'm keeping my head down. I don't want to catch anything that's going to affect me breathing,
No, exactly. I mean, I've got underlying health issues, so I haven't really been out the past year. So.
Yeah,
but it'll be nice when it happens. It'll be a party when we do get together again and have some live stuff happening.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so much missing it. I really am. And I'm missing seeing people. And I'm not even the most sociable person in the world, but it's dragging on and on, isn't it?
It is, but we'll make it through. Make it through. What's your next tune?
Well, it's the Cramps.
Yes, great band.
We absolutely love the Cramps. In fact, the Cramps is probably more like what you would expect. If you listen to the Cars at Paris, you would probably think that we would listen to the Cramps more than Stupid Little Fingers, I would say, because that's the sort of guitar sound that I like.
It is, isn't it?
To use, yeah.
Cramps.
And we did originally. We tried to get the footage from their appearance on the Tube doing What's Inside a Girl. But apparently you said it didn't work when you tried the link. So we went back, found another Cramps video, and we've gone for Bikini Girls with Machine Guns.
Oh, I remember when I was living in Cambridge, I won the album that's off and the single from a local competition in a newspaper.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I was well happy.
Yeah, I had the 12 single with a poster with it. I wish I'd still got it, actually. I don't know what happened to a lot of my records. I don't know.
Yeah,
we did see it when they played at Rock City not long before Lux died. The last time they came over to England, they played Rock City, and we went, and it was great. I mean, I'd seen them. I'd seen them back in the 80s at Loughborough University as well, just around the same time they did that appearance on the Tube.
It's the first time I've seen them.
And both of those gigs were amongst the best gigs I've ever been to. Like, they were just so entertaining. Like, you know, just really.
Yeah, I mean, I managed to catch them years ago at Brixton Academy, which was a good gig. But Reverend Horton Heat was supposed to be supporting, but he had to drop out, so I was gutted about that because I love him as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, love the Cramps and yeah, all that stuff which it sort of surrounds them. They was really into their good rock and roll, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And we have. It has been known for the Cars at Paris to cover the Cramps occasionally as an encore. I think it was a lab in Northampton. We ended when we'd run out of songs and still wanted more.
Yeah.
So we had to go. I mean, we hadn't taught it to the rest of the band or anything. We just went for it.
Brilliant. You say you covered Kiss My Ass. My old acoustic band, we did that as well. You'll probably find it on YouTube or somewhere. The Poor Geezers.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We did it on one of our albums.
Let's put the link up with this when it goes out. So.
If I can find it. We did that soon after Lux died, unfortunately, because that was a major loss.
Yeah. It was, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, so I don't know how long we've been on, but it's been good chatting. Anything you'd like to say? Where can people get all of your stuff and that kind of thing? And where can people find you?
There's a Bandcamp with the album on there and an EP, isn't there?
There is.
I could send you the link for that.
We're on, if you find us on Facebook and stuff, there's quite a lot of videos and things of various tunes and stuff. I mean, all our stuff. Yeah, you can buy stuff from us, but it's just as easy to get it for nothing. To be honest, we're not really capitalist material.
DIY spirit.
I mean, we usually got stuff for sale at our gigs and things. CDs and T-shirts and stuff. But they're all handmade stuff. It's all handmade. We've got everything's really, really DIY.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And we're.
Buster's trying to break the connection of the computer.
And
still what was Buster, don't worry. You are the star, after all.
It's a show off, isn't he? He should get him on TV, really.
But we've obviously, you can, if you want to see us doing lots and lots of different stuff, you can tune into lots of Girls Aloud and doing it for the kids. Back catalogue videos, because we've done quite a few performances this year, which have been are all available, aren't they, to watch still? I think.
Yeah, everything you've done is on Punk Fabulous YouTube channel.
Yeah,
so you can check that out. And obviously, earlier today, because today is the 6th of February, you'd seen Laura's set hopefully, and if you can't, you're doing a solo set.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because you do poetry and stuff as well, don't you, Laura?
I do, yes. Yeah. Brilliant. It's something I started doing, I don't know, just about 10 years ago. I just started going to a few creative writing workshops and eventually I decided I was going to do a degree, and I've got an MA in creative writing now.
Fantastic.
I thought, well, I never did it when I was younger, because I just didn't. I mean, I would have just ended up in the pub anyway if I'd have been a teenage student. I'd have
Well,
got
I was a mature student, and my personal tutor said to me, Eagle, you stand a very good chance of getting a first if you ever bother coming into university sober one day. So I got the 2-1. Because I went to 4 different universities, but that one was, most of my stuff's been in psychiatry. I mean, I was a community psychiatric nurse for years.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I needed a break and did a degree in literature, life and thought up in Liverpool. So.
In literature and what?
Literature, life and thought.
That sounds brilliant.
But you wouldn't tell by my poetry. It's kind of gut level ranting.
It's arts and mental health stuff that I started doing poetry workshops. Quite a lot with a guy called Rob G, who's also a psychiatric nurse. So he's great, actually. Rob's work's really good. So,
brilliant, yeah.
And he's working back as a psychiatric nurse during lockdown, actually. And a lady in Leicester, Lydia Towsey, she did a lot of workshops. And because I've struggled with my mental health most of my life from my teenage years, and I'd say that it was the best thing I did for my confidence, and especially performing poetry. Because I mean, I started playing instruments when I was a teenager, but I didn't really have any confidence to do anything with it until I'm an old git now. It doesn't matter, does it?
No, well, I've been in bands for many years, but I didn't do anything performance-wise until I was 42.
Really?
I just haven't got... people kept telling me, you need a front of band, you need a front of band. I thought, well, I can't fucking play anything. I can't sing. But I ended up doing it anyway.
Yeah, it should be. More older people should do it, because you've got the experience then behind you for saying
so. How's your mental health been during lockdown? Because that must be putting a pressure on stuff.
Oh, it can be difficult. In some ways, especially last year, there was less pressure, and I didn't mind that because I could just almost relax for 3 months because there was nothing going to happen. But since then, actually, I've struggled with anxiety. My anxiety levels have gone through the roof sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had to retire because I'm physically fucked and my eyes, I lost quite a bit of my eyesight and stuff. But we've been running past few years, we've been doing a mental health befriending and support group, like a drop-in place once a week in a church in Nottingham. But since lockdown, everything's had to come to a standstill. So it's difficult to know how to support people when you can't see people. It
is, isn't it? So, I mean, I know that places are doing Zoom sessions or by the phone, but it's not quite the same as going in and seeing people face to face, I don't think.
No.
So, what I have noticed, that the place I was on about that I started doing the poetry workshops with, it's an outfit called Bright Sparks Arts in Mental Health. And they're doing a lot of online stuff. They're doing online creative writing sessions and art sessions and just sort of arty social sessions, which is a really good idea. Mm-hmm. And I did do a couple of them in December, and I thought, actually, but I was a bit slow to take up Zoom, but I've, got a hang of it now.
Sort of. Tell me about it. I mean, I'm a sort of total technophile, but last year I had to learn so much, technical stuff because we had to go onto online.
Yeah.
digs and stuff. But thankfully we've got Alex with us, who is a bit of a tech whiz. So, but I've learned a lot since lockdown.
I know nothing about the 24. I'm not fit for this century.
No, I'm going to second that.
Stuck in the 70s,
you're doing all the videos. You've discovered how to use your filmmaking app, haven't you? So.
Well, and that's wonderful. It's great. All right, I think we're going to have to sign off. It's been wonderful speaking to you, and thanks for being on the show and being a big support for Punk for the Homeless, and especially Girls Are Loud.
I think it's kept us sane, to be honest.
Yeah, and we've provided you with a video of ourselves as well as these three bands as well. There's the opening track off. No, it's not the opening track off our album, is it? It's the second track off our album. We've got it's a song about. It's a surfing song, Gary. You can listen to it when you're in Cornwall, and we've done a video of that for you, so your viewers can have a look at that once they've finished watching the Cramps.
Yeah, fantastic, and folks, that'll be in with the links as well. So, right, bye-bye, and thank you very, very much for all your support, and much love.
Lovely to talk to you. It's not lovely to talk to anybody at the moment, actually.
Exactly, mate, exactly.
Bye-bye.
You take care, guys.
Yeah, take it easy. Bye.
Bye.